Scribes and Scribes Show. This is a special program miniseries produced by WJZZ Cool TV in partnership with the Hannon Center. We wanted to showcase Detroit-based and area talent for the world to meet and enjoy. I am your host, Sway Covington. From the Sway Covington Show, you can catch me on WJZZ Cool TV live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Today we have a special guest. His name is Tim Ellery. He's a local musician. What's up, man? Tell me about yourself.
Well, as you said, my name is Tim Ellery. I like to call myself the most famous, non-famous person in Detroit. Everybody says they know me, but they don't know why they know me. So, chances are you probably seen me perform with Enchantment or my band Erogenous, or perhaps you are someone who meditates and you've seen me on Insight Timer, but everyone seems to know.
Insight Timer. What is Insight Timer? What is that?
Insight Timer is a meditation app, and I teach 4 classes a week there, and I usually stream them later on Facebook and Instagram if I have a chance.
Oh, okay. So you do meditation music, right?
Yes.
So you do new age and jazz as well, is that right?
I do what's called for new age and jazz mostly, but I love EDM, and and I also do like R&B and soul, whatever the client needs. I'm there for them. I'm fine and comfortable with pretty much every genre.
So, okay, whatever the client needs. So if I need some jazz, you do jazz. If I need some meditation, you do meditation.
Yes.
So what is your favorite genre? Like, what is your favorite music?
EDM. EDM easily. Yeah.
More
on the floor,
Yeah. I like EDM. EDM is cool, man. Why do you like EDM so much?
It's the most fun to compose for me because you get to work with a lot of different samples and voices and instruments. I love electronic instruments, synthesizers and workstations and stuff. So yeah, that makes it fun. Yeah.
What inspired you to get into music?
I think I was born into it. My mother plays piano and sings. My aunt played guitar, piano, and she sang. My father sang. And I think by the age of 7, I was trying to work out melodies on the piano and just kept at it for years.
So basically, you just seeing your mother and father sing, that's what kind of inspired you to want to get into it and harmonize. Would you guys
Well, I
sing
didn't do all
together?
that, no. My mother raised me as a single parent. And I knew of all of the talent in my family. It was always funny to me growing up because I was always good at instruments, but my singing voice was not so great. And I'm like, oh, so y'all just took all of that and left me with the dregs. I'm a little bit more comfortable with it now because I've been doing it so much over the last few years. So.
What is your favorite instrument?
The guitar, even though it's also my worst.
How was that possible?
Well, it was actually the first instrument I wanted to learn how to play, but when you're like 7 or 8 years old, it's murder on your fingers.
Yes.
So it was easier to just hammer out melodies on the piano because I play by ear, so that was easy for me, and it doesn't fight back. But the guitar is my favorite. I know how to play the acoustic guitar pretty well now. I can either play the songs or bake it. I'll bake it like if I was a band. I could probably be a cool front person.
Front person.
Yeah.
Now the guitar is so lead or bass or what?
Lead mostly. Like I said, the acoustic is pretty much lead instrument. You can go anywhere with that, have picnics, sing-alongs and stuff. The electric guitar stands it up,
Yeah.
but just Eddie Van Halen kind of stuff. You're soloing your heart out. The bass, I'm fine with it one note at a time, but it's never been one of the guitar instruments that I was seriously interested in. As I look forward, the 2 instruments I still want to learn how to play are the saxophone and the cello.
Oh, really? Yeah. The cello was a nice, smooth, laid back.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I understand. Now the guitar is a monster on the fingers. Your fingertips will be callous and hard, after so long, and then it kind of smooths out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to it.
Yeah. Going up and down and scales and everything. Yeah, I like the guitar. The guitar is cool. So the piano was a lot easier.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt the
Lots
fingers as
easier.
much. So you moved over to the piano, right?
My neighbor had a piano in her alcove. Like, as soon as you open her door, it was there. So every morning in the summer, I would go over and play that, just banging out melodies that I knew, TV themes and stuff like that. And then later on, me and my friends bought a bunch of those toy Casios and started writing songs, Kitty Lane keyboards.
Yeah.
And then we graduated to the grown-up instruments.
The bigger Casios, right? You started
with
with
$1,000 monsters.
Right, yeah, the little ones you get for Christmas and, right. So this showcase Detroit's talent, man, from all over the city, east side, west side, southwest, northwest. So where are you from?
I am from the east side originally.
East side?
Yeah, we were on Concord off of Gratiot and then moved to Mule Street, which was cornered by Rome's and Crane, Forest, that area. We were at, and then about the age of 13, we moved west. I'm Detroit
All the way from the east to the west.
Yeah.
To right here on Detroit Vibes and Scribes, right? So you play different audiences, right?
Yes.
Different places, different areas. What is it about a Detroit audience? Is it different than any other audience, or
Detroit audiences are like going to the Apollo Theater. If you don't get it right, they will drag you off the stage and let everybody know, don't go back and see this person. So it's hard sometimes to be out there performing for them, but I'm doing pretty good, I guess. It's been like 25 years of this.
Yeah, they haven't booed you or
Never been booed
anything.
off the stage yet, no.
Never been booed off the stage, man.
I have never been booed
Oh,
off the
man,
stage.
that's a good one. That's a great thing.
I saw a meme once that says I'm gonna change the name of my band to Boo, so that way when they boo us off the stage, we think they're cheering for us.
Boo, he's like, yeah, boo, no. That's great, man. Do you have any educational background when it came to music? Did you study music, read music, or?
Barely. I drove my piano teacher crazy in elementary school because I refused to learn to read the notes. Because I played by ear, I would just listen to everybody else play the songs and then copy it. And he knew I wasn't reading. Later on, when I started working with enchantment, there are other keyboard players told me you really need to at least learn the names of the chords so you know what you're doing. And that way, when people call out the chords, you can play pretty much any song. So once I learned that, I got even better because now I can read chord charts and keep music. Not the notes, mind you, but just a C chord or a B flat minor.
Okay, that is a plus, because people see the different keys, you gotta be able to play those keys, and not just off those everything's on.
And then they move you off.
And then right. So what inspired you to, want to get into a band or join a band? Because you mentioned you, were in a band, right?
Two bands, yeah. I've been playing for Enchantment for about 25 years.
Okay.
And just started my own deal, which is called Erogenous. And our second show.
Whoa, Erogenous? How did you come up with the name Erogenous for a band? Make me feel sexy.
Ooh, well, what happened was I wrote a book of erotic stories.
Oh, you didn't tell, you didn't tell me so you write stories too, as well as play music?
Yes.
Man, I might have to hire you for a night, son,
Y'all heard that? So I wrote the book and I was being interviewed by my now music partner on her show, which is also on WJZD Cool TV. And
you didn't have to go that fast.
I won't
Say
go
it
that
again, say it slow so everybody hear.
I met my partner who has a show also on WJZD Cool TV, the cool station in the world.
Yes.
And I was just listening to her read one of the stories while we were doing the show.
Mhm.
And I'm like, ooh, I like your voice. We should do something with this, like an audio book or something. So she agreed to that. And we recorded that project and set it to music.
Oh, yeah.
And it's done. We'll be probably performing some of those very soon. But after we recorded the project, we decided to just be a band. So speaking of the name, that's her idea. And I just went with it because it seemed good.
Wow, Rogers, huh?
Yeah.
Well, what's the name of the show? You told him what's the name of the show on WJZ?
The name of the show is Orgasm. That's Auragas. And that's her brainchild. Her name is Diamond Davis, by the way.
Okay.
And we discuss, topics that have to do with couples and sexual health and things like that. It's really fun.
All right, sounds good. You play music on the show as well?
I do that.
Why you play music on the
We
show?
haven't gotten that far yet, but we're discussing it.
It's in the works
Yes.
for Rogers?
Yes.
And what was the other band?
Oh, exactly.
In Chapman?
Yeah, so,
You say what, 20-something years?
25 years.
25 years. That's a relationship.
Listen, there's 10 guys in the band, 5 singers, 5 musicians, and we have not had any major fights in all the time I've been with them.
Yeah, that sounds like the best relationship I could ever been in. 25 years with no fights.
No fights, right?
Wow, that's great. Yeah. So what type of music do you guys do?
Chadwick, Gloria, It's You That I Need, Silly Love Song. Probably too young for that. They tell me I'm too young for it.
Don't come for me.
They tell me I'm
I'm
too
talking
young
about the
for it.
audience, man. You might not know it.
Y'all know who it is, okay. But, yeah, they've got some gold singles and things like that. It's a lot of fun. I've been able to meet groups like the Whisperers and the Dramatics. I played for the Dramatics too, briefly.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was fun. I'm going to say it was fun.
It's fine.
Chapman is more fun, but they were fun.
I didn't you said dramatics. I know they are.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize these are local Detroit bands that are still here, performing. I've been to 33 states with between the two of them. I could see a lot.
Wow. That's a lot, man. You travel a lot. How was that traveling on the road being a musician?
It's getting a little bit harder. It's like grow older, the bones don't move like they used to.
Oh,
But over the years, it's been a lot of fun. I've seen a lot of the country.
Mhm.
I have favorite places like Florida and Washington, D.C. And New York was great. Yeah. So,
Where is your favorite place to play? Like you say, I will go there every time. Book this on the tour. I love this city.
Washington, D.C. I don't know what happens in their usual work day,
Mhm.
but at night when it's time to party, the people in Washington, D.C. party harder than any other audience that I've encountered in this country.
Really?
Yes,
That's interesting.
it is very.
So when you perform there, do you do the EDM as well?
No, just that. Like most of what I do musically myself remains local, or on the Inside Timer app.
Okay.
I would like to be national and international. I'm working very hard on it. Like the Inside Timer stuff, I do have a global audience. I get comments and donations from all over the world. But even with that, I would like to be able to expand and actually do performances in these countries at some point.
So this app, what's it called? InTimer? Insight Timer. So you do meditation,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So what inspired you to get off into you went from EDM to meditation? That's like, you know what I'm saying? The opposite is, one is just, hardcore, and the other one is, more laid back. Tell me about that.
Well, it's funny because I don't know how to dance, but I can really dance music. And for the Inside Timer, I started there first trying to get my head back together after my divorce. And I met a lot of the teachers and musicians there and hit it off with them. And one person, one thing I noticed was they didn't have any music there. It was all teachers, And I sent a letter to the person who was running it because they had just sold it from a company out of California. And I asked her if I could submit some music, and she said sure. So I did. And then she asked if I would just keep composing. And I think about 6 months later, she asked if I wouldn't mind doing it live. Okay. So I said sure. And then people started going, hey, we can do music. And so now there are a lot of music teachers and streamers there now. Because one question.
Because one question. That's all it takes, Just one song or one note to inspire people to do different things or to make a change in their life. So, you gonna play something for us?
I will.
Is it gonna be EDM or is it gonna be?
No, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'll just do one of my original love songs.
Okay, we're good, we're good, yeah. So, you're watching Detroit Vibes and Scribe on WJZZ Cool TV,
The
the coolest station in the world. And I'm your host, Sway Covington. My slogan is, the best thing on the planet, baby. That's me. You catch me every Wednesday live on WJZZ Cool TV at 5 p.m. The topics range from everything, politics, music, current events. You know, we have a different array of people that come along, age groups, so you get an opinion from a lot of different angles and have a choice to hear and listen to different views on a lot of current subjects in politics. So here we're gonna have Tim play something special for us.
It's just a little boy on the wrong side of the tracks. He didn't want when I to the other side of me. How was I to love that she was all I ever needed. Yeah, I knew right from the start, but she never understood. It's not enough that a man loves sometimes when he's far away from home. I love that girl. All my friends keep telling me I should move on with my life, let her go. Yeah, it's true, I'm falling way too fast. My eyes ache from these tears I don't want to see. When I listen and I hear her cry, I pray that God should call for me. Now I'll answer is what a man is supposed to do. Pray for the I love
That was excellent, man. And I really found out that you really love that girl. So what inspired that song? Like, you love the girl.
I did indeed. She was the one that got away.
When they got
The one that got away. She got away twice.
wow, twice. You gotta tell me.
Well, the first time she got away, we were much younger, like 18, 19. Her grandmother decided that I didn't need a ready-made family. She had a child, and it grandmother thought she should baby daddy.
Ah.
So it was fine. And then years later, we ran into each other again.
Mhm.
But
She didn't
she
have
was,
any no more?
no, they broke up like a year after that whole first.
Oh, the first is yours, okay.
So the second time she was married, so that was it. And she's still married. So yeah, she got away.
You say she's still
She's
married.
still
So
married.
she you got a
So
little
usually sitting around waiting for him to go away and he didn't. So. So I said, I'll write a song if I like it. Here you go.
I like the song, man. It was very soothing, you know, and relaxed. I like the notes here and the melody. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. So how long did it take to write this?
I usually write songs in about 15 minutes. 15, 20 minutes. Once I know what I want to say, it writes itself. Now, that doesn't happen too often. Nothing like that. But when I get it right, I get it right.
Okay.
I think I got that one right.
Yeah, you got that one. I might play that, you know, in the car one day, you know, ride, you know, get something to eat, you know. I love that girl. That's good, man. That's good. I like that. I like that. Is it on an album
It
or?
is not yet, but it's coming. I'm getting it together.
Will this be on the app?
No,
No?
no,
No?
no. I actually got away from submitting to streaming services and things like Spotify because I was angry at them for a minute. But I'm ready to jump back in.
Why are you angry at Spotify?
Because the streaming services steal from all of the musicians. It's like they'll charge one price for everything,
Okay.
and you get all the music you could possibly want. But they didn't want to pay us, so it was a class action lawsuit concerning this, and Spotify lost. All of the streaming services lost. So instead of paying out the money to the musicians, they went as a publicly traded company, which means they don't have to pay us anything. So I was a little bit put out because they didn't do any of the work, all the musicians. And I know recently you probably heard that a lot of musicians have pulled away from them for other reasons.
Right.
But now it's like they need to be careful with that because the artists and the songwriters, they want what's due to them. It's just fair, I think. It's always fair.
So they had a nice run.
They did.
Nice run.
Yeah.
So now it's over and artists want to get paid.
Yeah.
I understand that, you know, that'll work. So if I wanted to listen to the music now, I know there's still some on Spotify, right?
I do have quite a bit on Spotify, iTunes, and Amazon.
So Amazon Prime Music.
Yeah. So if you Google any of that, you'll find me.
What about your Google Logic? Is that on there as well?
The first project is not. You can only get that for through email or regular snail mail. Yeah, that's not for everybody. We intentionally wanted that to be an exclusive thing because it's so adult.
You just didn't want anybody walking in and,
Right.
you know, it's like, I think I'm in the wrong place.
Right.
I can understand that. I mean, so I guess I gotta check my mail then, you know? It's an exclusive. So you got to gonna be there.
Yeah, that's good. You know what's funny? We will be in Birds Tuesday. This Tuesday.
Oh, you are first?
At 7 p.m.
7 p.m.?
Yeah.
Now, you're telling everybody, there's still special invitation or what is it?
Yeah, everybody's welcome. Don't bring kids home, but everybody's welcome. And I guarantee you, if you show up, you are going to get a shot. We've been putting it together.
Wow. So Birds at 7 p.m. When? This Tuesday?
This Tuesday coming up.
This Tuesday coming up.
I actually, because of that, I should thank Thomas Roman and Andrea helping out at Detroit Hot Radio because they got us together. So I'm very happy about that.
So are you doing any other ventures besides that on Tuesday? You got anything else coming up?
Other than the orgasm show every Friday at 7 p.m. WJZZ Cool TV.
That's it.
I think that's pretty much it for the month of April. We need to take a break. We've been going strong since like October.
Yeah. So now this young lady that got away twice, not once but twice. I know you wrote more than one song. Is she the inspiration for she's the inspiration. Well, a lot of the meditation music because you was dealing with it. He's like, I need to,
No, that's not the one that got the ex-wife.
The other
Yes, and none of the music is about her.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's like, wait a minute, hold on. So look, which one is about the ex-wife? The super dance?
No. Super dancer is super dancer.
Oh,
And I'll leave that alone like that. She's very private,
okay.
so she doesn't like me talking about her or
We're not gonna talk about you.
but we know you were there, super dancer. So I
Okay, all right. So then the ex-wife, so what song was about?
didn't write any songs.
Oh, you didn't write, oh. No, I'm not thinking about you anymore. No, I'm not writing a song about you. I understand.
Yeah, I'm going the opposite way than the deal. When she was like her, she wrote an entire song about her ex. I'm like, yeah.
I understand that. I understand. What do you EDM? Where can I find some of that music?
You could find that on Amazon mostly. Yeah, because I published all of that through Amazon's free service.
Okay.
So if you go to their site and Google Technology, you can find Win in Detroit. And there's another one I think that was DJ Show, CHAUD, which was like a name I was going by briefly just for the ED.
Oh, DJ Show?
Yeah, but you really want to ignore that.
No, I don't want to ignore that. No. How did you come up with that name? What's
Well, show just means hot. I saw the word in Metro Times one week, and I was like, that's perfect because the music is hot. So, but the Win in Detroit, that's actually by Tim Melody. If you look for that, that's really what I would prefer people hear because that was me doing my best work. Yeah, because I was hanging with Devon Garrett for a while, and I just was like, I can do that. I can do that. So he's been really influential in my life too. I've got a lot of really good mentors in the city. Him and Scott Covington, and yeah, that's a lot. And I helped me actually have a career.
Actually got you together, motivated you to help this music out, right? You always got to have mentors, you know.
Yes. Never think you can do it yourself.
No, you can't do it yourself. No, you can, but it's a lot. It's a fight uphill to try to do it by yourself. You always need a mentor or somebody to help guide you along and show you, so you can really dedicate yourself to the music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand. So this one you're talking about, EDM.
Mm-hmm.
So that motivates you. What motivated? Because you saw him and said that I can do this, or was it the music that got into you, or I mean, like
I've already been a fan of EDM since I was a kid, but it was only after I met him where I actually saw somebody perform. You know, other than to go to like the Detroit Electronic Music Festival.
Right.
But it was different actually being in the studio with somebody and watching them do what they do, and I was like, oh. I hadn't thought about, writing my own until then. Okay. And then I started to take it a little bit more seriously. But I don't do a lot as far as releasing. There's only like I said, 2 releases. Mostly I just do it for fun. Or if somebody asks me to like DJ in an event or something, or to perform something, and I'll happily do so. But because of the sheer amount of time I spend on Inside Timer and meditation music, I don't have a ton of time to entertain that, but I will, if the right person calls me and then it's an event I would like to do. Yeah, for sure.
Is that the right? You said person. Is it the right amount of money too, or
absolutely?
It's
yes.
just the right person? Because I call you tomorrow. Hey man, I need you to do show me tomorrow.
Like people call my people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got people. Oh man, I don't have nobody yet. Hey, I need an agent.
But yeah, at some point you have to let everybody know what you're, charging, because you could do this for free, but I'm trying to have a life like you.
I definitely understand that. So, could you grace us with a couple more songs? Is that possible?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can do it.
All right.
So,
This is WJZZ Cool TV. You're watching live Detroit Vibes and Scribes with your host, Sway Covington. The best thing on the planet, baby. Here with Tim Allaby. He's going to do some more music for us.
so this first song is from my last duo. It was written with my co-writer, Ben Lancaster, and it is probably my favorite song that we've written together. Where she wrote the lyrics primarily. I helped a little bit, and I did the music. So the song is called Blue Skies, and it is, yeah, you'll see. You'll see.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Sometimes I'm high in the sky. Seems like it'd be such a good time. Sometimes I watch the ends of the earth and miss it all. So everything I do, and I want to soar through the blue Sometimes I know more than I know. That's the one to do. You're grounded on the mementos and trinkets and heirlooms and things that keep me from flying such things. Can't believe the Creator made me without wings. Gave me a mind to think such things. Free, flying Oh, that's the best.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, Faith is a hidden treasure in Detroit. We're not together as far as writing anymore, but she's still doing her thing. I'm still doing mine. So this next song, I am a huge Fiona Apple fan. I don't know if you've heard, but I do this to end every single one of my solo shows.
Okay.
And it's a song called I Am. Be it I'm the that's what I am till you get out of this mess. I'll pretend I don't know yourself till I've been to this all the time, all the time. You can use my skin to bury secrets in, and I will settle you down. this is bitterness. If you just consider this, even if it don't make sense all the time, every time I bring the crown, because you're burning, you really close your burden, way that stay. While you try to find the lines to speak your mind and write a little bit more. And if it gets too late for me to find you love me and tell me so. So okay, don't need to say it.
Man, that was good. I mean, you had me in a whole other place. I was visualizing the play, the little kid was walking, and he was sad about it, and then he was in the background, he had a love interest. I mean, man, it took me everywhere, man.
See, that's what Fiona does. If you haven't heard her music, I recommend you listen. She got my attention when she was just 19 years old. I think that's when she actually won her first Grammy for her first record.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard the first single from her, and I'm like, well, that's cool. So I bought the album. That single was the first song on the album. You know how they do.
Right.
And she's a huge fan of Maya Angelou. Having grown up, and you can tell in her lyrics, she gets deep, and people go, "Oh," I'm like, "Well, that's songwriting to me." What I do, I write some songs. But you know how you were saying earlier about can I sing or can I sing?
Yeah.
Well, I write songs, but Fiona writes.
Right, I hear that. That's good, man. So performing and playing your music, what is the best thing about it? Like when you do, what do you feel? How do you feel when you perform?
I think like a lot of other arts, you become another person on stage. You can do things that you can't do in the quote unquote real world. You can just have fun with it. You know, people may know you as quiet and reserved and everything, but you get on stage and it's like you get to dress up and run back and forth and have the audience sing along with you if they know the songs and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So what is your character when you get on stage? You got silk shirts buttoned open down here and all open, gold chains. I'm Tim, baby.
I'm going through all of that with all of these bands. Like
You went through that.
Chapman has us dress up usually.
Okay.
The dramatics is the same.
Yeah.
I was with Al Hudson in one way. Oh, we had the open shirts.
Yeah.
So I was pretty much done it all. But like for me personally, the thing like with the Robinsons is we're gonna alternate between dressing up depending on the audience. If it's a summer outdoor thing, we'll probably do jeans and t-shirts because we're really laid back like that.
Right.
So it depends. You have to know your audience and what they want. So I've seen pretty much all of this.
So you did do the silk shirts with the butterfly collars.
Well, they didn't need. We just had like the suit jackets, but they were like tailor made and everything. Okay. We didn't have shirts on them. That was back when I was much more fit. And that was fun.
Yeah. So you did enjoy it.
I of course.
So
all that attention.
Yeah, you were like, yeah, to everything, baby, how you doing? Yeah. So I mean, so what is your favorite character or persona you like to present when you're on stage?
Just somebody fun. I'm an introvert mostly by nature. You know, it's pretty balanced right there.
Right.
Where I want to be the center of attention, but I don't want anybody looking at me. When I'm on stage, it's like, well, I know why you guys are here, so I'm going to cut the fool.
And you just get on the show.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
If anyone here's everybody ever seen Enchanted, you know, I'm dancing with the band, you know, as they're doing their routines up front of the stage. I'm dancing with them and interacting with people in the audience who are interacting with me because usually they see that I'm having so much fun and that draws them in. You know, so.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Definitely
And
sounds.
then when I get off stage, it's like I'm reading a book about, you know, Tale of Two Cities.
So you go back.
It's so boring.
Hey, just don't touch me. I'm right, go away. But on stage, yeah, full of fun. That's cool, man. You know, that's it. That's where you put all your energy and your everything is on stage. And you're pretty much a quiet person outside. That's interesting. Okay, all right. So what is your favorite keyboard or favorite instrument to really play on stage when you perform?
If I had to have my choice, well, I'll tell you what the champion is the Triton, hands down. That is a good sounding keyboard, the whole Triton. But I have my eye on this new toy. I was actually going to be getting this Roland FA06 synthesizer. And I've been looking at that thing for years, and I actually owned one before, but I sold it, which is ridiculous. But as I'm saving up to get the FA06, Roland comes out with the Phantom on. I'm like, well, I don't want that anymore. I want this. So yeah, it would be great to own one of those. Like I would watch videos on YouTube of people playing it and listening to me like, I could do wonders with that.
Right. So the other one, you said you sold it. What happened? You put it in
Times.
towns, make it show.
Yeah, you know, you got bills to pay. You know, I was a single parent for a while, and it's like sometimes you have to sacrifice for the good of the children. But they're all grown and gone now, so I can actually have a life and get the stuff that I want. So
Okay.
I'm getting back on track with that. But I was like, well, let me take care of them, and then I can always come back and do stuff.
Okay. So how was that with children and you practicing before? Were they like, Dad, why you keep playing the music? Or were they there dancing and enjoying it? How was that?
It was not that the loud, no.
They weren't dancing.
You know,
Dad, oh, you gotta play the keyboard.
It's funny though, when years later you hear your children singing songs that you've written without them realizing that you're listening to them sing these songs under their breath.
Right.
It's like, okay, you were paying attention, but back then it was like they could have cared less. Yeah.
I'm trying to play Nintendo. You messing up my Xbox, Dad. What are you doing?
Like turn that down.
You turn it down. Yeah. I'm trying to study. Okay.
Well, headphones have become my best friend in the studio.
Yeah, sure. You just go in, you just zone everybody out. Yeah. You get into it, right?
Yes.
That's good. That's good, man. So the best part of making music for you is the entertainment, just the whole everything in a nutshell.
The entertaining is always the cherry on top of the sundae. But I love putting things together. Piece by piece, you know, I got a music program called Reason, and if anybody has Reason, it's the best music composition tool. I don't care what anybody says about Pro Tools or Ableton or Fruity Loops. Get them out of here. You need a Reason, and then just putting everything together one piece at a time, and they're always giving us new things to work with, so your creativity flows a lot better. And I'll go in my studio and just stay down there for 7, 8 hours, just playing around with stuff until something gels, and then I'm like, yeah, we're keeping it.
Yeah. So you just down there hitting keys and playing notes, and then you put it together, and you're like, oh, I like this. And you work off that, and you create something special.
Yeah.
Right? So all the new technology you were telling us about, the rolling and advanced, how much has it advanced from when you started to now? Is it better? How's the sound quality?
It is much better.
Is it?
I was saying earlier that we started with those Casio toy
Yeah,
keyboards,
right.
but now it's like somewhere around I think 95. Technology caught up to what was in my head, and I was able to then put down things that I wanted to do that I had always dreamed about putting down. I was like, well, I'm limited with these primitive toys, but now it's like really we are this close, I think, to complete automation with certain things musically. and creative. So you don't have to work as hard. Like anything as simple as, I'll give you an example, writing a song, you'll do like 4 measures, loop it, put every part that you want in there, and then just like Microsoft Word, just cut and paste where you want, delete stuff you don't want, save it, there's the song. You figure out the verse, the chorus, and the bridge, and the solo, and it doesn't take as long as it used to.
15 minutes.
15. And we can break for lunch.
And so look, so being a performer, right? You perform with Chapman for all these years, everywhere. Are you one of those artists that you gotta have like just the blue M&Ms in your room, in the dressing room? You gotta have 2 different sandwiches with their corners cut off.
No, I think I have that.
No, that's not that way. You said not that bad.
It's not that bad. You know, my demands are simple.
Uh-oh.
You gotta have Coca-Cola in the room.
Gotta have Coca-Cola.
And usually this is not a problem. The caterers usually have really good food.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've encountered one yet that hasn't had Coca-Cola, but it would be interesting to see what kind of a stir I would give if that happened.
No Coke! I just can't take this. These situations too strenuous.
I can't go on stage and perform that.
Coca-Cola. And that's been for years since you started, or
since I started.
so what do? You crack a can before you start the show, drink it, and then I'm ready to go.
No, I never eat before I go on stage.
So you just looking at it until after the show.
But yeah, you look at it, you might put your plate, put it to the side, cover it up, like nobody touch my stuff.
Yeah.
And as soon as I'm off stage, I'm going to just throw it out.
Now look, since you brought that up, has anybody ever ate your sandwich that you made while you
Yep.
was on there?
Yep.
What did you do, man? Like, I ate my sandwich.
Well, you know,
Did you eat my sandwich?
for the show, I didn't, cause there was before the show that stopped the show.
Right.
But afterwards, yeah, you can eat my food. This ain't cool.
Right. You cracked a can of Coke. Who ate my food? Well, who? Was it you?
Was it? I know.
So, out of all these years, what is the best performance you think that you've ever done? Like, you knew hands down this was like the greatest accomplishment ever that you did.
Let's get your idea with the Chapman, because once I was done with that, I knew this is what I wanted to do with my life. And the reason for that was, well, just a little quick history. I worked with the girlfriend of one of the members, and they were looking for another keyboard player, so she asked me if I did R&B, which I was like, no, for rock and roll. But she said, when you do audition, I was like, yeah, I'll do audition. So I did the audition, I got the gig, and the first show they did was 3 days later. It was 300 people. I think it was like a Jehovah's Witness convention or something really small. I was like, I could do this. The next weekend, we went out again.
Okay.
It was a soul festival. There were like 6 bands on the show. And we played in an arena, and I swear there were like 20,000 people in the stands. And I was like, I can't do this. There's too many people looking at me. I'm an introvert. But I got through it. And after I was done, listening just to the audience interaction, I was like, yeah, I think I want this like forever.
So it was that second show with the Chapman.
Yeah.
When you were done in front of 20,000 people, that's when you was like, yes, I am going to do this. Make sure you have Coke in the dressing room after the show. That's good, man. That's good to hear. That's because it is about, really enjoying the music, making music, putting everything together. And we got the technology, which makes it a lot easier. You don't have to record a bunch of instruments and, put everything together. So, before I need you to do one more song for me, man. Okay, you do one more song for me? Yeah, I don't know if you already had it in your head already. I didn't. Okay, good. So you can give us something a little jazzier, a little, close to like Indian as much as possible. Gosh. You know what I'm saying?
It's really funny because at this point I am so not used to playing anything upbeat that's scary.
Really?
Yeah, unless I'm on stage with Enchantment. And this is like, and with them, it's all love songs, and so it's all slow anyway.
Right.
But what I will do is I will play something a little bit more upbeat.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna sing. That's asking for too much.
Oh, man. And can we get him some Coke so we can sing too?
No, it's like, you know, what do I know that's fast? It's like, okay, all right.
You're watching Detroit Vibes and Scribes. This is a special program, miniseries produced by WJZZ Cool TV in partnership with the Hennon Center. We want to showcase Detroit-based and area talent for the world to meet and enjoy. Once again, I'm your host, Swade Covington from the Swade Covington Show. The best thing on the planet, baby. Coming to you live on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Today's guest was Tim Ellerby. We also want a special shout out to One Media Detroit at www.onemediaworldradio.com, WJZZ TV, and the Hennon Center. Don't forget to tune in next week for another wonderful episode of Detroit Vibes and Scribes.